Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here, and today we're looking at John Byrne's X-Men Power, Part 1 of 4. And this is 23 of the series. So this is from John Byrne's X-Men from Dark Horse Comics under the Legend imprint when it still existed. Mike Mignola designed that Legend Easter Island head, and you can totally tell looking at it. I wish they never abandoned Legend. It was so cool. It was by a bunch of my favorite artists like Art Adams and John Byrne, and you know, a lot of artists were sort of collecting together in the 90s and doing their own imprints, sort of following the footsteps of Image Comics. And X-Men is kind of interesting. John Byrne did the covers like in black and white ink, and then this guy, Gary Cody, I guess, which is funny because I feel like there's a character, Gary Cody, isn't he the head of Department H? So who knew he was a painter? I don't know if that's a coincidence or what's happening. But do you guys love X-Men? I love X-Men. You know I love John Byrne if you watch my channel. Speaking of which, please subscribe right now before you forget so we can get on with this. But I love X-Men. I thought it was totally next level. I feel like, you know, it's one of Byrne's better efforts outside of mainstream comics. And I feel like it was like a realistic take on, you know, superheroes in the real world. But he incorporated a lot of different aspects and, like leather pants. So this is fun because, I don't know, it's called Power, so I think it's like exploring a more superhero angle of the story. And I love I feel like this is John Byrne like trying to emulate Image Comics a little bit, so that's fun. Love Satanus. It's just like such a cool character. I think he was first introduced in 2112, Byrne's really cool graphic novel that I feel like I've covered on this show, so scroll through and find it in the list if you want to check that out. And if I didn't, I apologize. I'll get to it. Oh, there's a little Scarlet Witch doppelganger. Bethany, she's an interesting character. So she's invulnerable, and she starts to become like less and less human in a way. Like, because, you know, she's invulnerable. She has like this diamond heart skin. She's losing like the pigment in her skin. I forgot why, but it was just, I feel like John Byrne is like really good at including those little details and like just thinking little things like that out. You know, but I also, like, I feel like, is this a stand-in for Scott? You know, he's got like Cyclops, he's got like his eyes covered. Fun-looking, simian-looking character. You know, a lot of people feel like, I think this was in the 90s for sure. Yeah, 1994. Some people don't really care for Byrne's art in the 90s. And he definitely had, I think it was mainly an inking thing, like as he tried different styles and different approaches. But I love the art on X-Men. I think it looks great. I feel like he started doing this a little bit, whereas like the lines on this guy's face, like just adding sort of arbitrary lines. I feel like that was like something that kind of spun out of the okay, these are totally based on real people. Ralph, is that, I don't know, I don't want to say the wrong person, but that looks definitely like Mark Grunwald, I think. I'm sure someone will point me in the right direction in the comments. Please do. I mean, I was just talking about this. I love John Byrne's interiors. I think it would be so amazing if he had like, just if they let him draw like a feature in either Architectural Digest or like Better Homes and Gardens of like different superheroes. Like, he just creates such interesting spaces for them to live in. You know what I mean? It's like, if you stop and take a minute to appreciate that kind of thing, because he just makes it so effortless, you know, just like including so much detail and giving himself this crazy like bird's eye view. Like, I feel like he just I don't know, is he flexing? Is he showing off? Now they're in the Shining Maze all of a sudden, which is cool. Is that Mark IV? Remember him, guys? So if you're, I mean, I don't know how you could be a Byrne fan and not have sought out Next Men by now, but it is definitely worth checking out. I have such fond memories for Next Men. I love it. It did, like, because of the comic implosion in the 90s when the speculator market dropped and comics were threatened, it did stop him from doing Next Men for a while. But he eventually went back to it through IDW. And I have to say, I've never read the final Next Men. And after just chastising you guys for not seeking it out, I admit that. And I've got to definitely finish it. Like, what is wrong with me, right? He always had such fun letters pages. I kind of always loved reading them. And there was also a column called A Flame About This High. House of a Flame About This High, where he would just kind of sound off on what really grinded his gears and stuff like that, or just little anecdotes and stories through the years. But like I said, if you have not read John Byrne's Next Men, definitely check it out. It's so good. I love it. I don't care what anyone says. I think the art is spectacular. Although, who's really complaining about the art? I mean, everybody loves John Byrne. If you're a John Byrne fan, I think John Byrne fans are pretty hardcore, and they do tend to be a little more critical, and I feel like I'm the same way. Because, you know, I mean, it's like, I feel like you get to a certain point where you have certain expectations of the artists and creators that you love. Like, it's the same thing with music, right? Like, we all like one album more than we do another album and crap like that. So anyway, that's my little hot take on John Byrne's Next Men. Power, part 1 of 4, originally put out through Dark Horse. It is numerically number 23, but he would do a story arc, like 4 parts of Power, and then follow it up with another story that might be 4 to 6 parts or whatever, but then keep it within the same numbering. And I like that. I'm a purist. I hate relaunching 1,000 number ones. Unless you're something like Hellboy and you're just going to do completely different story arcs, and they're coming out years in between or whatever. I mean, because as Next Men ones, it was pretty much monthly, but there might have been some lulls between the storylines if I remember correctly. But, it makes it complete to have the numbers together. Like, original numbering. I hate renumbering things. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, on one hand, I feel like it's kind of cool because, it's intimidating to get Action Comics, 1,568. It's like, where do I start? Or you feel like you missed the boat. But then on the other hand, it's like, I would rather, as a collector, know that I didn't miss a part of the series because it had been renumbered as number 1, if you catch my drift. Anyway, I'm rambling. Gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to my channel. It helps so much. I totally appreciate it. Check out John Byrne's Next Men. I love me some Byrne. Anyway, take care, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.